Hey everybody, it's Tom Martin. I'm the CEO and founder of LawDroid, and I wanted to go live today to give you the heads up on a fantastic event that we're going to have about 2 weeks out. It is the LawDroid AI conference for 2025, and it really has an amazing lineup. Um, really purposely tried to pack it full of as much educational content and great speakers to give us some education about how AI is impacting many different areas of what we do as lawyers and as we do as legal professionals and technicians and developers, because things have definitely changed. Um, as you've seen, the rate of change is exponential. It seems like something new comes out every single day. AI is really going into warp drive. And I think the way to stay ahead of the game and the way to make it work for you is education. Learn from the best. And we certainly have a lineup of that. And so I want to show you here a little bit of a preview. I highly encourage you to register using the QR code up here. It is free and it is virtual. So you'll be able to attend from wherever you're at. And if you can't, attend the whole thing for both days, and I can completely understand that, you have work to do yourself. Just attend whatever panels you'd like to. Maybe there's some favorites here that you'll see. So on day one, we have panel sessions for the most part. On day two, we have a combination of workshops and demos. And so, one might appeal to you more than the other, or maybe both, hopefully. Some of the panel sessions on day one, first off, after I give a short intro and get to see everyone and welcome you to the event, I'm going to tee up Ed Walters. And so how fortunate are we to have Ed Walters give a keynote about where we're at in the world right now with how generative AI is impacting everything. And I'm really looking forward to hearing what he has to say to really put things in context. Second, after that, we're going to have a discussion about AI and ethics with the best, Jane Reardon, Alexander Tulkanoff, and Judge Scott Schlegel. And so each of them brings a different point of view. And I think we'll have a lot to learn because, regulations, it started out that it seemed like there's going to be a focus on regulation. But of course, in the last month or so, we've had a much more laissez-faire approach to regulating AI, and what does that mean, and how's that going to impact all of us? And so, definitely Judge Schlegel, from his standpoint, from a court perspective, will have some input about ethics. He's been creating some really great work and writing on his Substack and videos and some good stuff. Alexander, he comes from a different standpoint, looking more at security and really digging deep into the issues of what generative AI can't do. And I think his critical voice is very important to have in this discussion so that we can have a well-rounded view of it. And of course, Jane Reardon, she has a lifetime of experience to bring to bear on this, and she's been very pro using generative AI to help more people. And so I'm really looking forward to hearing her insight too. AI in journalism, the next panel is going to be with legends, Bob Ambrogi, Stephanie Wilkins, and Nikki Black. And I believe the format's going to be similar to the Legal Tech Week that Bob puts together, and just talking about the biggest stories from the past year. There's going to be no lack of big stories. I'm keen to see what they focus on and lessons learned from that. After that, access to justice. That is going to be Sam Harden, Amanda, and Natalie. It's dear to my heart, access to justice. And every year, I think in some ways we talk about the same thing, about the large gap, but I think, this year and going forward, we have the most opportunity to use technology to actually fill that gap and narrow it. And so I'm very excited to hear their different takes on that. I know Amanda is she's actually used AI for creating content and making it easier for people to access it, not just from gaining access to it like with a chatbot, but also making it putting it into more digestible forms. So that's a bit of a different way into it, and I think that's really cool. And of course, Natalie with her A2J Ventures and Sam with the work he does will add a lot of texture to the discussion, and just very, very lucky to have them. After that, Practice of Law, Carolyn Elephant, Catherine Sanders Reach, Mitch Jackson, pretty amazing, talking about how they're using these tools to help them with the actual practice of law. And so I think that's going to be a really rich discussion. Keep in mind, again, you can come to the sessions you want to come to, but you do need to register to be able to attend the sessions. And if you want to get access to the videos, even if you can't attend, you should register so you can get advance access to the videos and get a link to the videos that we'll be preparing after the days of the event. And after that, we'll have a panel on education. And so Nicole Morris, Mark Williams, and Colin LaChance, they each have, again, like a different perspective. And I think that, some of the education that Colin is doing in Ontario is really cool and interesting. Mark, his work at Vanderbilt, and Nicole is, she has her own platform and program as well. So I think each of them is leaders in how to integrate AI into education. And that's something that a lot of schools are grappling with right now. And so it'd be very insightful to see how they're handling it. Business of Law with Colin Levy, James Peters, and John Lindsay. Again, great, influential people there. James has his new venture after LegalZoom. John Lindsay is just capturing all of our attention with the great ways he has of communicating and, talking about issues, but at the same time making it fun. And Colin is ever present in being involved with people and humanizing the face of AI. So I think they'll have a lot to contribute and for us to learn because really what this is about is not only people talking about concepts and issues in AI, but making it, actionable for us so that we can put it to use in our lives and really make it valuable. Because I think things have really come to a point where we can make it valuable and actionable, not just this is great in theory. Then state of the art, that is going to be cutting edge, amazing. I'm happy to say that I get to moderate that discussion with Damien Reel, Dr. Megan Ma, and Dazzy Greenwood. And so they're all at the forefront of how this stuff is working, what's up on the horizon, and with an eye towards how it integrates with legal. So it's very specific and concrete with regard to the legal application of all this good stuff. And then just jumping to day 2 with the workshops and demos. Actually, at the top of the day, Shelley Reed is going to moderate, and thank you, Shelley, for volunteering. Is going to moderate the discussion. So the last panel that we have is about community building. I thought, hey, it might be appropriate given, that we're bringing together this community with all of you who are, interested in AI and what it could do for the future and what it could do for the now of our business and practice of law, and talk to some influencers here. Rob Hanna, Bradley Collins, who, he founded Legal Tech Talks in Europe, and that just exploded with 5,000 attendees in its first year. Pretty amazing accomplishment. and Oliver Roberts, who's the new editor-in-chief of the National Law Review, and have them all together talking about how to build a community, which it might seem removed from, let's say, if you're a legal professional. Why do I want to learn about that? Well, you want to learn about it because I truly believe that that's the way that we market ourselves now. Like, you educate people about how things work, how to make it work for you. This applies to clients as well. Making legal concepts easily digestible so that they can help themselves and that you can help them if their matter is complex enough that they need a lawyer. So in a way, we're all building our own communities, and it's a great thing because I think when you frame it that way, it's a win-win, not only for you in terms of business, but also in terms of the qualitative difference of having this community of people that relate to what you're doing and that you could provide value to each other. And one thing I don't want to skip over is that going into that panel discussion, actually, Alexa, stop. Okay. I practice what I preach. I have an AI assistant helping me throughout the day. But at the top, we're going to have a keynote from Rob Hanna. And so he's going to actually be touching on the same topic, but from his own point of view with the Legally Speaking podcast. Rob has put together an enormous community of people that really relate to legal and technology, but I think mostly to respond to his authenticity. And I think you'll really, enjoy that. Then we go into the workshops, and these workshops are going to be high value. And each one of them is 50 minutes, 50. So plenty of time for each of these amazing people to share their skills with us and actually have time to learn from them, and even keep your laptop with you, and you can plug away and give it a try. I wanted to make sure to have enough time that you could actually, bear some fruit in the now, not just, learning something to do in the future at some point. So first off, Hannes Westerman, he's a brilliant legal technology professor, amazing young man. I could call him that because got this salt and pepper going on. But he's going to be talking about prompt engineering and how we can use prompts to be more effective in what we do. It's a critical skill to have. After that, Connor Malloy is going to be talking about automating the boring stuff. That one, kind of a catch-all, but lots of really interesting, fun skills where you can employ them immediately to take less time on some boring stuff. Why not? Then we'll break for lunch, and we have, of course, a break on both days of 40 minutes. And then after that, pick up with a workshop from Quentin Steenhouse, actually now my colleague at Suffolk Law, who's going to talk about document automation, and he is an expert in that and many other things AI. So there'll be a lot to learn from Quentin about making that work for us. And then demos and pitches we're going to go into after that. Down here is just a short list, actually. There's many more. We have close to 15, I think it's 14 right now, startups that are going to demonstrate their product to us and tell us a little bit about who they are and what they hope to accomplish. It's going to be limited to 7 minutes each. So it's definitely going to be a lightning round for 14 to 15 startups. So it's going to be close to 2 hours. But keep in mind, all of it's going to be recorded so that they and you will get the benefit of their demonstrations, and you can learn at your own timing for that about them. And then after the demos and pitches, Patrick Pallas and I are going to be the judges, and we're going to both take in polling from the audience, from you, about who you liked most, and we're going to give our own, our own decision about who the winner is. So we're going to have an audience favorite, and we're going to have the judges favorite as well. So at the end of it, you're going to get to see all of these great demos and pitches, and then see who the winner is. And then after that, I'm going to wrap it up. So we have 2 days. The first one on March 19th, starting at 8 a.m. Pacific time. So all of these times are Pacific. And then day 2, March 20th. So Wednesday and Thursday, basically from 8 to 5 each day. And just as a side note, I might be throwing in some 10-minute speeches at the end of the day before I wrap up on the second day. So if any of you, kind of an open call, if there's any of you have a topic that you'd like to talk about where it's a 10-minute talk, very quick, reach out to me, tom@lawdroid.com. And then here are all the amazing people that I'm extremely grateful to for volunteering to be a part of our AI conference this year. I mean, I'm sure that you recognize almost everyone here, and they just have so much to contribute, each with their different point of view. And yeah, just very lucky to have them. I think you're lucky too if you attend, because it is a free event, which is, I think, pretty exceptional with this caliber of talent. Many other events that you might attend would cost at least a few $100s, if not thousands of dollars, to attend for 2 days with all the workshops included. So definitely check it out and register using the QR code up there to get your free seat. It is somewhat limited because I'm underwriting all of this myself, and there's like a cost per seat. So, get in while you can. I really hope to see you there. And so the venue, just to answer some of the FAQs, is virtual. It's going to be a Zoom event. So you can just log in from your laptop and register with a QR code. Unfortunately, we will not be offering CLA credits this year because we're not yet qualified for that. Hopefully next year we will be. And we will be taping everything. But in order to get a copy and access to the video, you need to register. And so no refunds, because you can't refund free. But that's it. I'm really looking forward to having you there. I think all of us will really benefit from it. And so I hope to see you soon.